Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me to discuss investing and value creation in private equity and venture capital is Susan Clark, General Partner of Portfolio Operations at TCV. Susan, welcome to Trade Talks, and most importantly, congratulations on being named as one of the top 20 females in growth equity. Tell us more about that.
Thank you so much, Jill, and such a pleasure to be here. So the award was Growth Cap's inaugural Top Women in Growth and Private Equity Awards. And quite frankly, it's so great to be in the company of such strong women.
What attributes do you think have led to your success as a woman in private equity and venture capital space, considering it's typically male dominated?
Great question, Jill. And really the attributes that drove my success are not gender specific. Instead, it really boils down to three things. One is I actually started my career coding. And what that taught me to do is take a business problem, break it into bite-sized chunks, and solve for it with code. I then pivoted my career to business consulting, which in effect is the same thing, except you take a business challenge or opportunity, break it into those same sorts of bite-sized chunks, but solve for it with people, process, systems. And so those two foundational experiences early in my career really taught me how to think. The second attribute I really attribute my success to is credibility. I've actually been in worked in technology companies and drove transformation within them. And what that enables me to do is when I partner with our CEOs and exec teams, I've got kind of that been there, done that credibility that I wouldn't otherwise have. And then finally, I really owe a ton to my team. When I came to TCV, I hired the best of the best, and they have a really keen ability to look across our portfolio, identify patterns, and solve for those business challenges with proven best practices. And so certainly I'm super proud of all the work that they've accomplished to date here at TCV, and there's more to come.
Susan, in your role as General Partner of Portfolio Operations, how has TCV handled the COVID-19 pandemic, and what were the biggest challenges that you faced?
Well, really, COVID, it was an all hands on deck initiative for TCV. I partnered with our head of legal and capital markets, Rick Fenton, and we really assembled a core team across our firm to ensure that we got the right level of support across all functions to our companies. And so what does that mean? Well, we did some one-on-one coaching. We partnered with some external firms like McKinsey and CBRE and others to bring that expertise to our companies. And finally, we held 20 webinars across so many topics that were super relevant at the time, and some continuing to be so. Everything from how to recruit in a work-from-home environment, how to close your books remotely, best practices for virtual events, sales, demand gen, and then cloud spend management. So the goal was really moving our companies from that defensive mode to offense as quickly as possible. And so now our mode has been with our companies, and really the analogy we use is that the car's in the shop. You know, the world is on pause. Let's make sure that we take advantage of this time to employ those best practices, make our companies super, super effective and efficient, so that as we're adjusting to this new norm, they're best prepared to do so.
And to wrap up, what's next for TCV, both for investing and for value creation?
Well, we're definitely open for business. We're looking at investing at companies both in the B2B and B2C space, at the platform and add-on level. And, you know, really the world, at the state that we're in, the demand for technology is super apparent. And so, you know, we're lucky enough to invest in that space. And so digital enablement and looking for those areas where we can bring value to those companies is certainly in the forefront of our minds. And then finally, my team and I, we remain focused on value creation and partnering with our companies to enable them to grow and expand.
All right, Susan, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining me on Trade Talks.
Thank you so much, Jill. Such a pleasure.
And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.